Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of All Things Entrepreneur, where we shine a light on the blind side of entrepreneurship. I'm your co-host, Jessica Myers.
And it's your co-host, Errol J. Allen.
How you feeling today?
I am blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
I'm blessed as well. I mean, it's been an interesting week, but none more interesting than the guest that we have.
Yeah, speaking of highly favored, he's been in some interesting ventures that I can't wait to talk about. I've known the man for almost a decade. Down-to-earth dude, went on a huge spree in terms of personal development, motivation, inspiration, has a few companies, big movement. If you haven't heard of it, No More 9 to 5 movement, founder of that, and a few other things he's got going on in the pot that we're going to talk about. None other than Mr. Chad Thompson. How you doing today?
Hola. Doing real good. How you doing?
Oh, man, it's just another day out here.
Decade?
A decade into space, man.
Wow.
It's been almost, actually, because I'm trying to think, it might be longer than a decade, because I remember.
You had to be 18.
No, because I might be showing my age of some people in the space. But you remember Wake Up Now?
I do.
Yeah. So then, if you knew Wake Up Now, I did that when I was 19. So it had to be more than a decade. So I've known you for more than a decade now.
Well, I see it. Let's get it.
That's why, you know what, when I saw him back in the day, that's what he said. This is going to be parabolic. So it's like when you get somebody who you can tap in with on their journey and you get to, like you said, see the progression over time. That's the amazing part of it.
Yep.
And that's what I seen.
So yeah, talk about a little bit of where you are today, what you got going on, Chad. Let us know. Let the people know.
Man, for sure. I am excited. Life is really good. I am just hit 36. I want to throw that out there because I still feel 20. Been retired for a long time, still retired. What I'm doing now, I'm in the tech space. Mm-hmm. I own my own tech company where I have my own social media app. It's really going well, free to download, no more 9 to 5. And I've been going viral lately for selling planes. In the aviation space.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this.
And,
I love how he just mentioned that. Like, oh, yeah, we sell planes. It's cool.
Oh, I seen that. Listen, I saw a few bits. Now I was like, oh, no, we need to talk about this. Come, where you at?
And flying them,
Oh.
So I've been flying them, too. And then the trading journey, I'm an investor in stocks. So my tech, I kind of combined it with my tech company and trading. So where we create, automation now. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to, learn how to trade. You can just automate it.
Yeah.
That's where I've been.
Like you got bots?
Years. Yeah, bots.
Mm-hmm. Trading bots. You give them the parameters and they trade for you.
Well, we actually create bots for traders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if a trader has a strategy, then we can automate it. So he doesn't have to do that workflow no more.
I love that.
Yeah, because staring at the phone, waking up at a certain time, that can kind of piss your girl
Trying to catch
off.
them international markets.
Come on, so you already know.
Like, because I know. I know people who, no, my husband does. And like you said, I'm the wife who the husband is waking up to look at markets that are, it's open. I got to set my alarm.
Or he probably waking you up to that screen flashing in your face, right? That's what I do. Nice. Eliminate that.
Wow.
So let's talk about the beginning, and then we're going to really dive in on the aviation stuff, because I think that's a very unique niche that I haven't heard of it until I've seen you doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear nobody, but let's talk about your beginnings. How did that look?
So construction, right? My first job was construction. Mm-hmm. I was an electrician. And then after being an electrician for probably 6 years, I never really graduated. Top pay was $15 an hour. Graduated, first of all, the reason why I even landed in construction, because I graduated high school, barely could read. I was an athlete, so I knew I was going to work with my hands if football ain't work out. So that's what I did. I dove right into, get into the money. And topped out about $15 an hour. And then I met this bald head man who said, he's retired at 30. I'm 21. I'm like, wait a minute. I want to do what you're doing. So he showed me, and it was the internet business type stuff, the work from home stuff. Mm-hmm. Joined the program. It was called 5 Links. Have you heard of it? Mm-mm. Never heard? You heard of it?
I've heard of the name, but I don't remember what they do.
Right. So, I was doing that. They was selling, or we at that time was selling, it was crazy. It was called video phones.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going around people with this with this
new technology.
Yeah, right. This square thing.
And what year was this? To add context.
Oh man, this is 2013.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so 2000.
Oh, because videos went on phone then? Not really. Not to the capacity.
It was Skype. People was like, "Is that Skype?" And then my response was, "Is Skype paying you?"
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was that. You know, it was Skype at that time, right? So
if only we knew what we had in our hands at that time.
Right? So I'm selling these big old things, and I got a few people to like buy into the idea too. So, you know, that was the first time I actually went viral on YouTube. I dropped to YouTube, and it did like 23,000 views. And this is 2013. That was kind of like a thing then, right? So then I transitioned from that, started selling travel. That's when I started realizing I like planes, and I don't like waiting.
That part.
Right? I don't like waiting.
Like, I don't wait in the line for a club or planes.
Yeah, not especially not the club. You know, I got a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Not that I spend a lot of money. Just got a lot of relationships.
I know that.
Right? You know, so they let me in. But so selling travel, that was fun. That was the most fun I've ever had. I was doing like, so at 5 links, I was 21 doing about 25,000 a month, right?
Wow.
Selling these phones, right?
Yeah.
So you was pulling in $25K clean net in the bank account.
Right. Overhead was only like $250 a month because it was
wow.
an internet business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
And you 21?
Yeah, 21.
So which club did you hit first?
Oh man, at that time, probably the Red Train.
Where is this at? Where is this at?
This is Atlanta.
Oh, this is I didn't even know
This
that
is in the A.
That tells
Opera was popping.
Yeah. I was like, I know opera.
That
I
tells you
know
how
about
out
them
of sync I am
nights.
with the nightlife.
I know.
Opera
I
was
know. It's
popping.
right
That's-
underneath your nose.
That's when Rich Homie Quan was popping. R.I.P. to
R.I.P.
Rich Homie
Yes.
Quan.
Yes.
You know. But yeah. So we was popping on travel. So I transitioned from selling voice over internet protocol. They call it VOP. Transitioned that to now fun. Right, I wanted some fun, so we was selling travel, showing people how to own their own travel agency. Had like 30,000 distributors.
Wow.
Like insane.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was the most money I was making, so I was doing like 40, 50 a month and traveling. You know, so having a great time. Help other people start their own business, transition from travel because it ended up failing. The company ended up failing, and people was like, oh, man, this is some pyramid shit. You know, so I got in. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good.
All right, cool. So they're like, this is some pyramid shit. And I'm like, oh, man. I'm not a scam artist, right? I didn't own the company. I just joined something.
Yeah.
So it was a bunch of stuff on the internet where I was arguing with a bunch of people. And so I just wanted to learn how to trade just in case nobody followed me again. You know, so I found a company that would teach me how to trade. People ended up joining me in that because that was the first time trading hit the internet.
Yeah.
So I ended up being in the right situation again where I'm first to new information.
It's like one closed door always leads to the next opportunity.
Right, because I love travel, but I kind of like had to switch and pivot businesses because people was getting pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Trust me. I feel you.
So at that stage, because I find it so interesting because, you know, right now we're in interesting times right now. You know, the world, for most intents and purposes, we're in a recession, right?
Well, it depends on who you're talking to.
It depends on who you talk to, but yes. So
Yeah, man, inflation's real.
So, but I want to harp on at this time though, because you know you said the the travels thing was falling down,
right?
And you could have just said, you know what, I gave it a good shot. I won't going back to corporate, do my electrician stuff because you know you was doing that prior, right?
Yeah.
But you said, you know, I'm gonna find another opportunity. Why and what in your mind said, you know what, I'm gonna pivot this way instead of going that way?
Bro, that's a real interesting question, man, and I relate it to. Like right when you said that, it took me to when I was in a ditch being an electrician.
Okay.
So it was really the fact that once I replaced my income doing some internet posting thing, I felt like that was the easiest labor ever to make money because I'm used to digging a ditch, running wires in attics. Like we did commercial too, so I was scared of heights. So I was doing anything for the money, right? I'm climbing 12-foot ladders, wedgie in the butt, like you know what I'm saying? Like
you were him.
Like I was him. I was scared, but up there doing it. You see?
Do it and do it afraid.
Yep.
Doing it afraid. So speaking to strangers, like all that was new to me, but I knew that I didn't want to get dirty anymore.
And that's one thing, I'm not going to lie, because I was teaching one of my students about wholesaling, coaching them through that. And I remember they made a few calls, they got a few no's, and they're like, yeah, wholesaling's not for me. And I went back and I was like, at the end of the day, how much stuff do you do because you have to until you get to the place where you can choose what you do?
Come on now.
And you may not always like what that first step looks like. Because like you said, you were scared of heights. Here you are putting your life on the line. But you're like, this is how bad I want it to get out and change my situation.
Exactly.
It can be broken down so simply. Fear can represent two things: F everything and run, or face everything and rise.
Ooh.
Like that.
I like. Ooh, that's a T-shirt.
I like that. That's lit.
Y'all heard it here first.
I love that.
But yeah, continue on.
Nah, so it was just the fact that hard labor versus smart labor.
Mm-hmm.
Because the internet paid me for doing something that I physically didn't have to be there. So that changed my life forever. So regardless of the failures, I just knew I would never work for money again, like physically. I'm going to use my communication to, my voice. And before I even realized I was an influencer, because in 2012, 2013, I didn't know I was influencing.
People just follow
that wasn't a
what
hot
you did.
term.
It
yeah.
wasn't a hot term back then. So, I'm doing my thing, selling products online. Now there's like digital products. Right? So I'm just been doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Making straight money from the internet to my bank account. And you can't go back to no job after doing that. So I named myself no more 9 to 5. It was like, this is my brand. I'm rocking with it. One of my mentors said, attach yourself to something that you can see yourself doing forever. And because I fired my boss, that is my real story. So that is what I can show people.
Yeah.
Because I did it.
Yeah.
So I just made my own online course, university, and that's how I got kicked out of actually 5 Links. The company that I first started making $25,000 a month with, once I started my own, how I did that, how did I make 25, how did I get all these people to join my team? Once I created that digital product, started making money, the company was like, oh man, you can't be doing this.
You're too influential. You're too powerful.
Yeah, so the company cut my check December. I got a 2-year-old, cut my check. I'm looking at him, he looking at me. I'm expecting $25K to hit. It didn't hit. That's when I realized this is still not
You
my
still
own
got somebody
business.
else that
This
can
is still not my
control.
own business.
So wait a second. You mean and just so I understand, again, no bad mouth to 5 Links. Don't come for us.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're still around. But
Oh, okay. So
Exactly.
it might be. I don't know.
Nah, because if they kick out people like you, I can see how anyway.
So you was a 1099 employee, or was this what was the setup relationship
Yeah,
business
so
wise?
it was independent contractor.
But wait, don't you pay them? Did you have to pay them?
to join?
That's why-
Because
so-
they got the brand. Yeah, I
That's
paid
what
them
I'm-
to resell their stuff.
And so because you're obviously flourishing underneath their brand,
Yep.
and you decide to, just make your own brand
Yep.
and then add a product, but you're still
I'm still doing my thing for them.
Bringing people in,
Yep.
paying them.
and
Exactly.
they cut your check
Yeah.
because of you starting your own brand.
Yeah. It was so sad
that's
at the
crazy.
time.
Yeah,
But that moment let me know I was built for entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at my son, he looking at me, right? Money didn't hit. I'm like, I'm not going back to no job. So I took my own product very serious and made so much money. And then that's when I went to travel. That failed. Learned the skill. And once I learned the skill, I met some developers in Dubai, and they helped me put that skill into technology. We ended up being amazing friends, formed a business, and that's how the technology company came.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how all this happened.
I'm still tripping on the part that they was cutting your checks, your money that you earned and
know.
produced.
And
for
you
the company.
paid them.
It's called network marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
And because your network got big.
Well,
No, it's because he tried to productize his network by saying, yo, I'm still doing this, but
Right.
I also have this now too.
There you go. There you go. But not all owners are like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So network marketing is like, but there are some owners out there cutting people's checks.
I never even heard. I mean, I've heard some stories, but never like this to the T.
Absolutely.
And not when you paying them, because that's always been my gripe with those type programs. Because I worked in sales as well, so ultimately we had the same thing, but I was getting paid a base salary in my career, and then other people were paying to sell that brand. I was like, well, we're doing the same thing. It's just I get paid to sell their brand versus you're paying to sell that brand. So I've always kind of side-eyed. So to hear that they actually you pay them and then they try to control your rights like that. It's like,
well, you got to think. I came from construction, so I didn't have my own product. I didn't have nothing, so I had to pay. That was my first introduction to entrepreneurship, was paying someone to resell their brand, which is it's not bad. It's just depending on the percentages, depending on the rules, and if the rules don't fit your personality, you gotta get on out of there.
Exactly.
And what we was just, before we start recording, we was just talking about the whole Shannon Sharp thing and the cognac and the Hennessy. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, they could have just got behind you.
Exactly.
And amplified, and everybody wins.
Exactly.
Come on, man. I love that.
But I guess the mindset, the stinking thinking.
It's like 100% of nothing.
Scarcity mindset, all the way.
Because they's like, oh, we can't let him outshine, and then when we could have shined together.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Collaboration over competition every time.
I love always collaborating.
So let's harp in now, because now you're big in the aviation space, and this is something that I'm genuinely curious about because I have never seen this before. We don't gotta talk the numbers.
Well, he dropped it. He didn't drop numbers.
But so explain to us what exactly you got going on with the aviation space and the brokerages and the planes and all that.
Yeah, 100%. So when I was in a company called IM, right?
What does that stand for? If you know.
IM is, it was IML at the time, International Markets Live.
Oh, that's the trading.
Yes,
yeah.
Right.
They was like green logo or something like that. Yeah, I've seen them.
Right, but I don't know, but IML is what I used to always say for years. It's crazy. International Market Live, maybe.
Okay.
But they was paying me $150,000 a month. Right, so for like 18 months, right? So I did very well with my money. So my wife at the time, we was like really looking at investing. So we invested in a lot of things, but her father had been selling planes for 20 years. So we used to always like talk at the table when we link up family time, and I'll show him my checks. I'm doing $100,000 a month. And he's doing, $100,000 a deal. But the work was the same. Our work was the same. He would call 100 people every day. I would call 100 people every day. I would wake up and create content to attract people every day. He would create content, attract. So the work was the same, but the money was different. So it took me years to realize that I was just doing what I'm doing. I'm making money doing what I'm doing. I didn't want to shift. But once the trading came away, once the 100,000, because the same thing happened. The company just went down. It was the same thing happened with the travel situation, the 5-link. So it always, hype goes down, right? So when it went down this time, I said, you know what? I got all this money. I want to invest, and I want to do what you do. All right? Teach me. Took like 2 years. Get them to teach me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
and this is your wife's father.
Yeah,
damn.
And it took about 2 years to teach me. And my wife, she been doing this with him because that's like
family
his
business.
Baby girl.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So she had a concierge business, and that's how I even got on my first jet. I went viral in a network marketing company, being on planes. And I never had to pay for them.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I never had to even pay for these planes, right? And it was because he was delivering them to clients. So whenever he was doing something, he would always call his baby girl my wife. And, of course, I'm there, right? So that's how I said, I want to do this.
That might be the smoothest part of the sale. You get a deal done, you get to fly it to the...
Oh, yeah. It was some of the things I saw before I actually tapped in was, like, amazing.
Yeah. Expanded your vision.
What?
Of what's possible.
Like seriously, night flights was amazing. Being able to talk to the pilots. Even one time we had to even sleep with the pilots. Hotels was sold out one time, and the pilot had to sleep in my room. You know what I mean? It was like a lot of stuff that transpired. But anyway.
But it all happened to get you to this point. Like, it
never wanted to fly a plane when I was meeting with
favorite book.
pilots. Let me just say it. When I was never wanted to fly a plane ever until like 6 months ago when a deal went bad and we had to pay a pilot. So I'll tell you what happened, right? So we delivered a plane in Miami. In last minute, the buyer wanted it in L.A. But it's already there.
So let's talk about, because there's a whole lot of things that happen just in that. So you got to pay the pilot to do that trip, right?
There we go.
So that's like what, $10K or whatever. Then you got fuel.
Well, no, it was $2,000.
It was okay, $2,000, and then you got what, fuel, and there's a whole lot of things. Just
fuel was about $2,700,
and then you say last minute I want to go here.
Yep.
Now you got what? You go double down and pay that.
Got to fuel it up again. Got to do the jet again.
So go on.
Right. So that's when I realized how hard it was to get a pilot that you could trust. You know, and that won't scam you. You know, because at that point you need them. They can charge you whatever. You right. So that's when I said, you know what, I'm going to do this for the family. I'm going to take that. Because my vision changed. I said, you know what, not only do I want to sell planes now, I could see me in 4 years when I turn 40, owning one and going outside and flying my family where I want to fly them on my plane. So it started with all this confusion on trying to get the plane from Miami to L.A. So I'm like, you know what, if I could do this, there wouldn't be no confusion. And I can make more money out of this deal.
And you ain't got nobody extorting you, like 20 grand now.
So that's how that started. And that's where I'm at today. So So I took my trading money, invested it with my father-in-law in a couple plays, like, you know, helping the plane interior sometimes, and like I said, traveling back and forth, fueling up some planes, and actually investing. And once we got into that, kind of broke off, started building my own little team, and in my last deal is my first deal where I didn't actually have to make the phone calls.
Wow.
So I got a team now.
So your team brokered that deal.
Exactly. That's my first experience actually hands off, just coming into and putting the finishing touches on it. Because I've been putting in a lot of work, taught a lot of people now, and so that's where we are right now today.
I love it.
So, because this sounds like a tight niche space, but I already know you. You're gonna make some educational component for this. I know this is coming.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
But before that does hit, like, is this something that you like family operated? Do you have to be in the business or know someone who's in the business to get? Like, is there like information readily available?
No license to be a broker. No, you don't need no license. You just
gotta have the right relationships.
No, but you'll build them over time. You know,
because like there's an average Joe right now saying I love planes. I never even knew you could do this. Where do I start? Like, there's probably, I mean, there might be some people on YouTube who's talking about this, but this is such a niche. I've never heard of this until I saw you doing it on social media. I'm like, that's interesting.
Well, so how do you do it?
Get started? Yeah, how do you get started? Or I don't know.
Well, first you want to know what you want to do, right? Do you want to own your own brokerage or do you want to work for somebody? Right? That's the first thing. Decide, what do you want to do? If you just want to learn, you know, you can learn for free. Go look up stuff on YouTube or get a mentor. You saw the route I went with a mentor.
You just so happen to be, married into the family of a mentor.
Yeah, for sure. If that wasn't the situation, I probably would have never even known about aviation. You know,
if you sold cars, it would have been something different.
Yeah. But how did other people get started?
If there was an interest, just out of curiosity.
And that's the thing. I was trying to convince my father-in-law for years to do an educational tool because that's the space I come from, selling digital products. And he was just like, no, for so long, because it's just like.
It's tight-knit.
Yeah, it's really a gate-kept industry, right? It's not a lot of culture in there, So when you see, so that's the only thing a new person will have trouble with, right? If they come in being new with no relationship, then they can be overcharged for things. They can be, they can pay more in overhead. But my suggestion to someone new is join some associations. They got the NBAA out there.
What does that stand for?
National Business Aviation Association.
Okay, all right.
Right, and they have events like 3 times a year. It's a membership. You get the emails. You get to learn about the new planes that come out. It's just a
newsletter.
Yeah, newsletters. But you don't have to be a part of that. It's like the union. You don't have to be in the union to do construction. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a part of nothing to sell planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just a way to find the people and get the road.
Oh yeah, because you need to connect. Like you said, how do I get started? Join a little membership thing. Right, go to the events, meet the people who's selling engines,
networking,
meet the people who's selling the lights, meet the fuel stations, the FBO centers, like meet everything that.
What does FBO stand for, by the way?
So that's where they store the plane.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, so in the FBO, you bring the plane in, and then you can fuel it up, you can maintenance it. That's where all that goes on.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. And then yeah, so you could just go to these places, build relationships, and then that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Get the prices, then you call the clients, you got the prices from the vendors, and now you know kind of how everything's going to work.
And now you can know, like you said, so you're not being overcharged. You got the people direct, so you get a gist of what the process is like, the pricing.
So let's talk about your very first deal that you closed in this space. Now, how did you go about finding clientele who was even in the market for a private jet or plane?
So my first deal was with my father-in-law, right? So I just literally had money and wanted to put money up to be all in. So that client was an international client, right? They was on tour, right? I can't probably mention the artist, but because they kind of fell out after the tour. But his responsibility was to get her all around her tour. So he wanted to fly private doing that because the tour was massive, right? And he wanted his logo on the plane just so, you know, he can be seen more. So, and this was such a crazy thing what we did, right? Because before we had a purchase agreement, right, we actually put his logo on the plane, right?
Knowing that it was coming.
Huge risk, right? We put his logo. So when he's
Why
seen
did you guys do that? Was it like a timing issue or?
No, because we wanted to, because when you're selling a $2.6 million item, right? You got to make sure your clients see it. And they didn't have time. We knew he had the cash, right? And we knew that
tours coming up
right,
soon.
right.
Yeah,
So we knew we had to so we just wanted to invest, and that's why I came in, right? I came in and I made that investment, right? And
to get this deal,
right? It could have went good, could have went bad. It was aggressive sales tactic, like putting your logo on a car. And when you come see it, you might say, "Dang, that's nice," and still don't buy it. Right? So it's an aggressive sales tactic. But
that was if you were to mind, what did that risk look like? What was that?
It was like $25K to put to
brand
put the logo,
plane.
to brand the plane, and then
and you've never done a deal prior to this.
No, full trust.
I've
seen the process multiple times.
Okay, yeah,
I knew that if we closed this deal, we back. Like
we back up.
We're back.
We back up. Like there's no question. Right?
Yeah,
and the proof of funds was proven. It wasn't no agreement, but we know that this buyer is for real.
Yeah,
right. And we knew his time clock. Right, we knew that if we get this yes, he can close. Right, so it was like, yeah, let's do this. And believe it or not, we ended up having to take the logo off.
They didn't want it?
They didn't want that particular plane. Right, it was crazy. But
did you? But the fact that you still, this was your first one. How did that make you feel?
It was still good because the talks was there. It was still like he didn't say, he actually knew what he wanted.
Okay.
Right? And it was still in our, because we don't own these planes, right? We just find the seller, right? And we have investors that will buy it, right? So we bought it for
wholesaling.
Yeah. Right? So we're buying it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, right? In that particular deal, when he didn't buy, because I just put up $25K, but we had somebody holding the bag for $2.6 million.
Yeah.
Right, and this person was shitting on himself, right? Because we're telling him, hey, it's gonna close here. He shows up, doesn't like it. It delayed, a whole another 45 days.
Yeah.
With cash capital hanging out there, right? You know, because this is y'all in the real estate.
Yeah, I already know.
That's
right?
What I was like. I feel you. I feel you. I know everything.
Come on now. So you know that person's is like, and this is family, right?
Money
this is
already
family.
spent.
So we're all in. All money's in. We're helping him out too. Like, hey man, here until things happen,
we get this done,
right?
Yeah.
And then but it got done. Long story short, and everybody's happy, and money's back in for the next one.
Nice.
So what would be the average commission for, a plain sale or broker fee for that?
So you got so many people, right? You got the researcher, right? So if you're just a researcher, you're just getting paid to do that, right? To research. You're not getting a percentage of the deal. If you're actually a broker, you can get anywhere from 5 to 6%, 5 to 7%. If you're a broker and investor, it just depends on the work you do and the money you put in, because everything's negotiable.
Yep.
And if it's a cash deal, not financing, that's different too.
So I would imagine the price was probably cheaper if it's cash versus the financing.
Yes, because now the fixed cost is a little different because if you go with financing, you have the loan.
Yep.
And depends on. The banking is usually about 20% down. Okay. I put like 20% down.
And that's the same way it is. Oh my God, the parallels.
Yeah, the same thing as houses.
Yeah, because houses is generally the banks cover about 80%. They ask you to come with gap funding, and that's about 20%.
Yep. Okay.
It's just a different product.
Yep,
I love it.
It's the same thing.
And I know because that's how I met you.
Yeah,
right?
we met doing real estate.
Yep. And I always loved the fact that he had a crew with him.
Yeah,
and he was he had his own thing going on.
He is the most consistent person that I've ever known. Because we were in a real estate class together when we first got started, and I remember him then, and you were 20, 21.
20 forever.
And I know, that's what I was like, he finally made it to the 30s. Because I remember him looking around that room and me just meeting each other. He was like, yep, cool. I'm talking to you because I think we'll be the only people still doing real estate in a couple years. And sure enough, everybody in that room, I don't think I've heard from them since.
Yep. Called. I just knew because I was looking at the seriousness, the tonality when I had conversations. I'm like, you're the only person that I was like, you're gonna do something. Everyone else was like, kinda, sorta.
Yeah.
I gotta wait for this to happen. I gotta talk to my partner. I'm like, yeah. We can talk later.
But see, that's the process of elimination, especially when people be like trying to get everybody in their circle. Because the one thing I realized, when the light come on, the flies come.
Come on now.
They gonna come because the light's on. So when you're magnetic, they gonna come. But it's just like, who get to stay?
Yep.
You can get in the room, but who can stay in the room?
And when I met you at 20 years old and you flipping properties and doing your thing, I was inspired by you. That's why I always wanted to, be in your clique, your circle. Because I'm like you said, out of all those people in that seminar, what is it, like 90% quit, didn't it?
Yeah.
At least 90%.
I actually still have GroupMe. I want to put a message in
the
there.
same 10 people?
Yes, to see who else is still doing it. Because the GroupMe was from the people who moved forward in the next class.
It was another hustler that was running. You still talk to Andy?
Andy Aretta?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just turned 40 a couple days ago.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You and him, he's still doing it, right?
Yeah, he's still doing it.
You and him,
he's
I
in
knew
commercial.
was going to make it.
He's in commercial now.
Wow.
Andy. That's
wow.
Good people.
It's funny how the circle is so small.
Yes.
But that's why I'm so big on process, because we may have been in the gym working on pull-ups, but you were in the gym working on leg day, and we still, it's the same framework. Still get in the gym. Still do the work.
Yeah,
you just may have different things.
We gonna meet at the top.
We all gonna meet at the top.
We all gonna meet at the top.
Yeah.
So let's switch, because I know, and actually I'm gonna ask you one last question on the aviation stuff, then we'll switch over to like personal. The time span of deals like these it's like 2 months, 3 months, a month. Weeks?
So it took. You mean from start to finish?
An average deal, yeah, from interest to closed.
So when I ran into you at InvestFest.
Yep.
and I showed you that purchase agreement.
Yep.
Right, that actually just closed. So that took
at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, that took at least 3 weeks because they was ready. It was ready to go. The deal before that I went viral on the internet for, when I posted that check, that took 8 months. It took 8 months.
Was it the due diligence, or they had to get financing in play?
Oh man,
push that one out?
It was so much. So the first month we had so he gave us the plane that he wanted, right? And it was only 51 total of those planes
ever made
that was available.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right, one was in Africa. It was only 3 out of the country. The rest was like around the world, right, in the States, right? So we had to call every single owner, right? When we did that and we got the specs and we started the preparation, he ended up wanting a Honda jet. So we're trying to convince this guy. We're like, yo, you're 6'6". The Honda jet, I'm 5'9", and I can barely stand up in this thing. So now we're convincing him, bro, you're not gonna like this Honda jet, bro. It's like the headspace is not that. So just a lot of that back and forth. I had a 6-month agreement with him, right? So after the 6 months,
6 months to like find a plane for him
to work exclusively with him.
Okay, and he's the buyer,
right?
So he was paying you for bringing opportunities.
You feel me?
Gotcha.
And now it comes up to my term is up, and we still ain't do nothing. But I did all this work, so then it came to renegotiation. Like, yo, we had to do that, and then once we came to that agreement that, hey, we can still, because it wasn't my fault. We delivered on everything, and then you kind of switched. We had to go back through all that. And when you're selling, now this is something that a lot of people, that's why the information is free, because it takes emotional intelligence to do it.
Yep.
Right. So going through all that, you still can't be mad. Your tonality has to still be the same. You have to, there's a lot of personal development that you have to be able to deal with wealthy people, right? And
egos.
Oh man, it's ego, and then the littlest thing
will kill the deal.
Will kill the deal. Will kill the deal. And I'll give you a story on that. My father-in-law told me one time that because Steve Harvey wasn't treated right, just walking to his plane, he didn't want to buy from those people anymore. Just because he wasn't treated right, like he had to grab his. It was something very small, but because that, like he didn't want to buy his plane from those people. So that was something that always stuck with me when he told me. He was like, so everything got to treat these people right. The experience from A to pay has to be there. So me coming up on my contract, knowing that legally he don't have to pay me, right? I'm like, yo, we have to work something out here. And long story short, the deal paid out $400K. So I was willing to, take less once the contract came up. So I took a little less, but whatever to do to ink the deal, because legally, like I said, he could have got out of it. But
so he chose to stay because y'all had those talks, and it was amicable, and
because of our resources too, because we was also able to save him $89,000 on the engine. Because it's one thing buying the plane, but the most expensive part is actually after you own it.
So that's where it comes in, the networking, just like wholesaling. When you go in and you meet the people in so many different levels, you can be an added resource. And then now when you get in it, the people to direct them to.
100%, because not only for this particular client, we're not just selling a plane, we're also selling the part of the concierge service. With my wife, she's going to also help manage it.
Yeah.
And that's probably what you're seeing posted on my Instagram now, having charters from certain places, certain places, right? That's us managing the client's plane, so we're still in touch with our clients.
So
you should have did this interview on the plane.
Hey, we could follow up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there can be a follow up,
yeah,
and as you go to deliver it, we'll do a follow up.
That's actually what I'm supposed to be doing with a few people that I met at InvestFest. Like we met a few people. Like there's a YouTubers out there, a guy named Goldie. Y'all go follow him. He's really dope. we're trying to work with him now on getting his next podcast on the plane.
Yeah.
Man, we gonna.
You ready?
We're going to take this show off the road. Well, actually, no, in the air.
No, I was like, not even on the road, in the air.
No, I love that.
Okay, so now this opened up. I'm still going to ask the personal question, but this opened up a whole nother thing for me. So you're the 1-2 punch combo. You got the wife hand on the manager's part, your hand on the acquisitions and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize, I thought these were already like, like a house is fully ready to move in, you get FHA loan. These aren't like fully renovated planes sometimes. There might be an issue or damage that has to be corrected.
Of course.
So
wholesaling.
I was thinking this whole time you're selling ready-made to fly planes. You could still have like investment level planes.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And you can charge for the fix up and all that. Ooh.
Yes, sir. So
just like we here.
Just like we do with the houses, you doing the same thing with the planes. I just now realized that.
Yeah.
I was stuck on you selling ready-made planes this whole time.
Oh, got you. So there's like there's so many things you
Parabolic.
can get paid. There's so many ways you can get paid in aviation. You can get paid on the charters. Mm-hmm. You can sell seats. Mm-hmm. Right, not just the plane, the seat.
Yep.
Right. You can also get paid on maintenance, which that's our next acquisition. It's only because my father-in-law has been in the game for 20 years that we're even able to do this, because through his relationships, we're able to actually invest. It's going to cost a lot of money, upwards of $300K. But once we get this license, every plane that goes through this FBO has to be maintenance through us now.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So
wow.
Now we're going to get the maintenance money. And that's been his goal for a long time, right, to get there. And so that's where our brokerage is
I think we need to start looking for a bigger word than parabolic. I think parabolic is too small.
I like parabolic, but we will figure something out. I like it. But yeah, now my mind just now is now expanded to what you really got going on. It's not even just ready-made planes. You're making money several ways on this. If it's like real estate, you're making money several ways on this.
You already know. Because that's why, when was that? I think June we was in New York for a trade show, and I particularly went there to meet the vendors for Honeywell, because I have a client that's going to be changing all this upgrading the interior. I didn't have a plug for that, right? Not an updated plug. So I had to go to this trade show to get those plugs. I met them personally. And then in October 22nd, if y'all want to come, the biggest show in aviation is in Vegas, right? So that's where the 2024 plane is going to be displayed. All the new avionics, that's the inside of the plane, the electronics, that's called avionics, right? So all the new Garmin 3000s, that's the touch screens that in the planes now, they don't have the wheels, they have the controllers now, right? Where you could just fly the plane like a joystick. So that's all the new manufacturers is going to be there, And you can be on the planes.
It's funny because when you said Honeywell, I immediately thought of the T5 thermostats that I have on all my midterm rentals.
Yeah.
But I forgot, companies could do way more than just what you get that one
they
product.
do dishwashers. Because my husband, he's actually in tech, so he actually used to work at Honeywell. He built out, one of the departments that they were launching a new product.
Silent money.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you they got their hands in everything.
Exactly.
It's the Internet of Things. Like, that's what their huge thing is, that you can control your devices and appliances from your device.
Yep.
Exactly.
They are very forward thinking.
Exactly.
So let's swap.
I gotta meet your husband too.
Oh yeah.
Let's swap this, because I know all the ups and downs, and like even shifting to make the shift when you was pulling $100K a month. There's a whole lot of personal stuff, mindset stuff. Like talk about some of those challenges that you had to overcome throughout your journeys in a personal capacity.
I mean, shoot, there's so many. Honestly,
you give your top 3 to 5.
Yeah, give you 5.
Top 3 to 5, 3 or 5.
I'll give you a few, man. Just depression, man. Even though you winning, you always, for some reason, always looking at other people. It just, always comparing or thinking you can do more. It's just all these thoughts, right? So it's really controlling your thoughts. That's one of the battles that I come through.
And was this just specifically, what time period was you fighting that battle in a battle? Like, were you doing the 25, 100K months, or you just
yeah, man. I've made 140,000 in a month before and was still angry.
Dang.
Absolutely.
They
That's
just go-
for me. It's not money. Like I
That's just-
realized, I've been making money when we first met. 25K a month has been my minimum since I was 21. So money is nothing for real. It's just now it's about, because I can make less and still be happy. I can make less and be mad. I can make a lot and be mad. I can make a lot be. So I know it's not money.
Mm-hmm.
So me changing incomes, that never was nothing. It's just, I've been through a lot, man. Like, I don't have a lot of family. So that sometimes haunts me. It's like, man, because my mom's from the Virgin Islands. She moved away from all her family. So it's like me coming up with a mom that just kind of ran away from family. I don't really have family. So that's why I took network marketing so serious, because me building teams, me building groups, me building coaches.
Yeah, exactly. You building your family.
That's like my family. So that's one thing. So when that be gone, not the money, but when the people be gone, because you can help people. They always stab you in the back. There's always a certain level you could get with humans, right? So when you help people get somewhere and they do whatever they do to you, that kind of like affects me. So so that's why I took 4 years off. It's my first podcast coming out. I used to be on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But I went through something in 2020. I moved to Vegas. I was putting a flower business in Caesar Palace. I remember we paid all this money to start a flower business, the ones that last forever, right? And we was going to put it in Caesar Palace. They wanted to charge me $20,000 a month. It was COVID. I'm like, yo, it's like 50% occupancy.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be out of business. I can't do it. And then right when I was about to sign the contract, the feds came, right? The feds came to my glass crib, embarrassed me in front of my neighbors. Everybody was outside, came and got me. I'm thinking I'm like some murderer or something. And come to find out, they thought I was manufacturing AirPods in my house, right? Something that I was doing in Atlanta came back and got me years later when I just moved to Vegas, got like situated, nice house, everything. And they came, right? So that was another thing that trauma, right? Opening my front door.
I know.
Because the way they did it, they sent FedEx, knocked on my door. He said, "You Chad Thompson?" My nanny answered the door. She's Spanish. I said, "I never said I was Chad Thompson." I said, "Just sign for the package." Sign for the package, put the package down, leave. 30 minutes later, the box starts talking. "You are under arrest."
Oh,
I'm outside
damn.
with your hands up.
What?
Now I'm in my chair. Now listen to this. I'm in my
you have
chair.
no clue of nothing.
I'm thinking that
You in your Vegas house, right?
I'm in Vegas crib.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
It's
Yeah.
glass. So I'm looking
That's
out.
the one I came to?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know. Yeah.
And I'm in my gamer chair. I got this cool 101 gamer chair. Right?
Zero gravity.
Side note, one of the best gaming chairs I've ever seen.
I
that thing,
promise
like,
you,
it
it's
moves
only-
and angles. You
Yeah.
can change.
With the game
No,
you're playing?
Well, yeah, he's got
Yeah.
like 3 screens.
Yeah,
like,
3
you got
screens.
send a photo of it.
I'ma
Because
send a
I
photo.
walked in, because side note, I didn't cut you off. I just walked in this house. I'm like, this shit tech as hell. God damn.
I mean, I wanted that chair. I saw it in London, and it was only in London. And then when I moved to Vegas, the people, it's so crazy how God works. When I moved to Vegas, it's the people who created it was in Vegas.
Oh, that's so dope.
It was so
That's
amazing. So it was just, they could deliver it to the crib. And I did not know that. I saw it in London maybe years ago. And then I moved. It was just crazy how that happened. But yes, I'm in my chair. They come in the box. I go outside. There's helicopter, there's tanks, all this stuff going on. I promise you.
Helicopters.
Yes. So I'm on FaceTime. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but come get me. Right? So they do what they do. They take me downtown. I'm in the car. It's the feds, right? So they're like, I had to prove all my income, long story short. They thought I had made all this money selling AirPods. Right? So I had to prove all my income. They compensated all my equipment in the house, had cash money. I was just about to pay tax. I took like all this money out of the bank, because you can only take 10,000 out at a time.
Yeah.
So it took so long to get 90K out of the bank. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I had all that. They took all of it, and I had to give it up. And the owner at the time of IML actually helped me, because he got me the best lawyer in Vegas. Right. So I had
Relationships,
That's
power
much,
relationships.
I had
much
the
better
be-
than the 5
and
links
shot,
CEO.
shot, yeah, exactly. Way
Yes.
better than the 5 link CEO. So shout out to Chris Terry. Love him to this day. Right. Helped me out with the lawyer. Boom, all that's done. Cost a lot of money, but it's done. It was behind me. I was never doing what they thought I was doing. And the only reason why they came for me is because when they did the research on me, they saw all the guns that was attached to me because I'm a gun fan. I collect guns. So I got all type of stuff. And that's why they came like that. But obviously I'm not trying to do anything crazy. So I just came out. And that's behind me. So stuff like that. So trauma when I see a box at the door.
Yo, you can't even get mail no more.
Are you with me when Amazon comes to my house and the ring goes off? When I hear that, you know that notification on ring, like,
You be like,
I'll be like, whoa.
I don't care what that package is. I ain't order it.
That package
hey,
is.
put it at the front of the driveway.
Especially now, I ain't never seen it. I would
I
to know.
never heard that.
Be careful. If you ain't expecting no package, don't sign for it.
Nope.
Not with
No.
the box inside.
Not with the box. And then why
Come
did you
out
come
with
in?
your hands
Why
up.
did you come in? So that depression. And honestly, bro, I'm glad you the real estate guru, man. I just want to make some money in real estate because I've lost money in real estate every time I invested. Especially with you the commercial queen.
Even back when we, because I remember you had bought a couple properties.
Bro, I bought those properties. And yes, I ended up losing on those. I got money, but I didn't profit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Yeah,
profit. It was a
yeah.
loss.
I got
you. know, so I've never made
You gotta
money.
kiss a lot of frogs. Some wins, some losses, but it's like you just gotta keep moving.
And I did keep moving. I just never really invest. And then when I quit real estate, investing in real estate, my wife came with a deal. She like, yo, this is my man. He's never lost in real estate. This was the last time I invested like $100K in like building up this thing. This like the house on the garage was right by Piedmont Park. And I'm still looking for this guy to this day. You know, and I thought I thought my crew was the right people, but I never made money. So I tried her crew. Then we still lost. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta be with somebody from the beginning. Yeah. And that's just my experience in real estate. I know I'm gonna keep trying because obviously real estate is the key to wealth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I just wanted to tell you that on your show, man. Like
I appreciate it.
I need your help, man. I wanna actually profit in real estate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk. I got you.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about now mindset books. You know, maybe some videos. I know you've been dying to say Alchemist. Have you read The Alchemist?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not read, but I did listen to the audio.
Likewise.
Okay, cool.
That's her book of the lifetime.
Like, it's so many things that you were saying that all I thought about was the treasure was within. Like, you had to go through all of these different parts of your journey to get you to discover, like, where you really are. Like you said, the downtrodden parts that probably amplified what you went through even more, just like he was in the storm. But your power to transmute that, to keep going, that's where a lot of people get cut off, where they get so mad at that and they stay mad and stuck for you. Oh, he cut me. Imagine getting mad if somebody cut you off in traffic and you just stayed there. That's what people be doing for years. And I'm like, you go on and that person probably ain't even thinking about cutting you off, and you going on in traffic and you in traffic every day. But imagine letting somebody cut you off, stall you for years. That's the equivalent of what people letting happen. And reading The Alchemist, it literally is about how you can transmute any situation and turn it to gold. And the treasure is really within.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
So, Alchemist aside, obviously,
Yeah.
What, if any, impactful works, books, literatures that you've seen that help mold and shape throughout your journeys that really stick out to you?
I read a lot of the Bob Proctor books.
Bob Proctor?
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, so that's the answer a later question. Yeah, Bob Proctor, he just passed away. R.I.P. Bob.
Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, Napoleon Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, they all like the same. They grew up the same. Bob was one of the last ones because he just passed.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure. And then Dr. Miles Monroe.
Okay.
Yep,
I love
Dr.
his
Miles
books, too.
Monroe.
May he rest in peace.
Most recent one that I always read over and over and over. Oh, this is my favorite one, honestly, because even my kids know this, right? The 4 Agreements.
The 4 Agreements.
I teach that in my house. When anybody, my kid, anybody, they mess up, which agreement did you violate? I took something personal. You know what I'm saying? Which agreement did you violate? I didn't. Like, when I leave here, I'm going to my son's baseball game. we already got our handshake and we review the agreements. What's number one? I'm gonna do my best. What else you gonna do? I'm gonna ask questions. Right? You ain't gonna take nothing personal. If you strike out, you're not gonna take nothing personal, right? All right, but you know, so the 4 agreements is everything.
Because the 4 agreements for me, when I read it, it was about unlearning a lot of stuff. So the fact that your kids are growing up with it is powerful.
Oh, it's literally, that's life. Those 4 things, that's everything. Them 4 things.
I need to reread that.
This is a good one. I like that one too.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon? What's next for all you have going on?
Oh, that's a great question. Really to just build up my tech company to sell it, you know, and then that's how I plan to buy my plane. You know, so I'm gonna build my app, get a lot of downloads, give a lot of value, you know, get people using it. Make sure everybody download it. It's the No More 9 to 5 app, free resources, and in like 4 years sell it. You know, because in Oklahoma they're giving black tech owners money. You know, for a certain, you got to reach a certain criteria.
Oh yeah.
Right. They're bringing back Black Wall Street out there in Oklahoma, so there's money for tech black owners. So that's why we're in the space. We're gonna build it up, cash out, and then and invest in something else in the future.
Are you tapped in with a VC out there?
With a
in Oklahoma?
I am, but I'm just not ready. Like I was as a mentor.
Because I was like, I got some people I can tap you in with.
Oh, I would love to
talk.
Yeah, please do, because my first mentor, who is a VC, he just told me the play. So I'm actually running it. Okay. And I'm in the middle of running it. You know, I got still got work to do. But the more the merrier. For sure.
Yeah. Cool.
So three key things you could offer to the next entrepreneur coming up, starting in the game. Not even specifically aviation, just overall entering the space of entrepreneurship. What are 3 key tips you can share?
Shoot. Stay exclusive.
Stay exclusive. Okay.
You know, stay exclusive. That's first. You know, don't sell yourself to just anything. Like, stay exclusive. The next thing is enjoy the lonely times. You know,
quiet time.
Yeah, the quiet times. You know, I used to, like I said, with no family, you think you need a lot of people around you. Yeah. But in all reality, you know, I've made more money with a team of 4 people. You know, shout out to my team too, man. My team is amazing. You know, and then also, the last advice I would give is money is a tool. You know, money is a tool. Don't be so much worried about it leaving your bank account, you know, because it's just a tool. It'll always come back. Yeah. And use the money. Use the money. Like, some people want to use the money for things that don't matter. Use the money. Look at money as a soldier. Yeah. Like, if I put the money out there, it got to fight for me, you know? So that's my advice.
Awesome. How can people stay in touch or connect with you? Because I know there's going to be some eyeballs now. If they are already looking at you.
For sure.
The right ones. No packages. Yeah. No packages, please.
Please send no packages.
For sure, yeah. Come on. It's on the App Store, you know? Go find me on Google. All right, No More 9 to 5 or Chad Thompson. You can Google me and download the app.
Yeah, I want to be able to be like, yo, just Google me.
Yeah, Google me.
Here's my Instagram. Google me. That's it.
Yeah, we got reviews. 10 years worth of reviews.
Wow.
We've been putting in real good work. And the app was a 5-star app. It's down to 4.7 because we got a couple bad reviews, but that's how you know we real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. That's authentic.
Right? You know, we got to have some
like, they're all perfect.
Like
okay, somebody paid them.
Yeah, right? So everybody's not winning in the camp, but we helped a lot of people fire their boss, though, for sure.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Sure. Well, Chad, I appreciate, because I know you about to jet out in the next couple of days. I appreciate, literally, appreciate your time stopping by just to share and impart, man. I thank you, man.
Oh, wait. You have other talents as well.
Uh-oh.
You're not just a wholesaler in that space, in the aviation space, and then came across and all that. You in the talent, the music.
No,
space.
I'm not in music.
Right.
I could just freestyle a little bit just because my life is really cool. So I don't have to lie.
Can we get a little sample?
What? You got a beat?
Well, wait, is that? I don't know if we can quit.
Oh wait, we don't have the audio thing yet. No, I was gonna give a manual beat, but we'll get it. We'll get it right next time.
I promise. I promise you, when we do our next podcast on the plane,
yep,
I'll rap for you.
Oh,
That's how
Okay.
you heard it here first.
Yep.
And we gonna make sure we got a beat
Yep.
ready.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be cool.
Okay.
I'm
That
down
would
with
be
that.
fun.
I appreciate that.
Well,
Well, hey,
awesome.
this has been one of the flyest episodes, no pun intended, that I feel like we've done. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check it out. And honestly, if you're not, you're crazy. Look at all the information that you're getting, all the people that we're putting you in contact with, all the game that we dropping and the knowledge that we have. So stay tuned. All Things Entrepreneur, where we shine the light on the blind side of entrepreneurship. You know, you got it.
Let's get it.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's get it.